Today, in the court of Judge Mills Lane.
He says, and because you missed 2 sessions, I'm charging you for them anyway. And I was like, what?
It was a battle of the bulge, which got bigger and bigger.
Give me a break. Give me a break. I want nothing to do with you. You owe me, pay me.
Louis Cuthbert is a personal trainer. He sculpts his clients' bodies from flabby to fabulous.
Feel it.
Regina says things started out great, but went downhill with overcrowded sessions and hostile treatment.
It was not me and my personal trainer, but me, my personal trainer, and everybody else.
Louis wants $180 for personal training sessions.
I said, look, if you don't bring my money on Thursday, I don't see you by Friday, you know, something is going to happen.
Regina says she's not paying good money for bad service.
I felt that he had no respect for me at all. He even called me a lowlife.
Today, justice will be served. Also,
she jumped back like this and froze because my mother's petrified of dogs to begin with, and that's when the dog took a chunk out of her leg.
Maria says she's still feeling the effects of being bitten by this Cocker Spaniel.
He just grabbed me by my leg, and I kept shaking him off. That's how I got him off me.
Rochelle claims the dog was just protecting her son Christopher from the screaming Maria.
That's what his job is, to protect his family, and that's exactly what he was doing.
Who will end up in the doghouse? Today, in the court of Judge Mills Lane.
All right, this is a case involving unpaid fees for personal training. Mr. It's Cuthbert, correct?
Cuthbert.
Ms. Cuthbert, you're the plaintiff. Please tell me your side of this.
Yes, Judge. Basically what we have here is a failure to communicate.
These ladies next to you, who are they, sir?
They are my young warriors. They are clients.
You're training them.
Yeah.
All right, go ahead.
Okay. So, Miss Watson, we spoke on the phone, and I told her, look, I will not accept anyone if they will not train for 6 months. I say, I need a personal commitment from you for 6 months. You got to work out at least 3 days a week. All of a sudden, at the end of the month, Miss Watson doesn't show up. So she was absent, say, like about the 27th of April until about the 1st of May. So I tell her, look, the days of drums and smoke signals are over. We have what you call the telephone. Hello, give me a call. No, she doesn't call.
In other words, you don't want her to put a note in a bottle and throw it in the sea. You want to pick the phone up.
That's it. The days for that is over. You know, I mean, mental telepathy, you know, I mean, you know, that is outdated now.
Didn't, in your pre-trial information, which I have, didn't Ms. Watson say that she was having financial problems?
Oh, she told me so afterwards.
But didn't you tell her, don't worry about that?
I tell her, don't worry about the financial problems. We will work that out. I consider myself an artiste.
Let me see if I'm understanding. You're saying you're a trainer, you want to get the job done, and these folks that you train, to use your words, are your warriors.
Excuse me, sir?
The people you train are your warriors.
Yes.
Okay, now, and this lady, Ms. Watson, has said to you, I'm having financial problems. And you say to her, don't worry about it, we'll work around that.
Yes.
I guess you didn't work around it because now we're in court.
Yeah, but we are in court basically because of her attitude. Her attitude, she gave me a lot of attitude. Now, when you owe someone money, you don't give them attitude. You say, look, we can work it out.
Well, but what I want to understand here is, I want to understand how you can tell her, don't worry about the money.
Yeah, don't worry. I mean, don't really make that a headache. We're going to work it out. If you can pay me every pay period, you pay me a little bit. You pay me a little bit. You know, because as an artist, I am interested in molding the body.
Molding the body.
In molding the body, sculpting the body according to its genetics.
Is that all you do with the body?
That's all, Your Honor. That's all. That's all.
Well, oh, and you two ladies, I haven't heard, is that all he does with the body?
That's all he does.
Yeah. For sure?
For sure.
You're laughing.
He's comical, that's what it is.
I beg your pardon?
He's just comical, that's all.
All right. But in any event, we'll be in recess briefly. Just a minute. Go ahead, Mr.
Okay, so she doesn't call me. She doesn't say anything. So what I say, look, I have some floozy-woozy on my hands. This woman thinks that I'm the southern part of a northbound horse.
Well, you know, I once heard it said, if you don't want people to ride, you don't act like a donkey.
Yes, I totally agree. I called Miss Watson, my dear Miss Watson, I called her. And she said, I will pay you on the 21st. That's the Thursday. That's the Thursday that week. I say, well, you know something? Since you're so unreliable, I've got to see that for me to believe that. So said, so done. She ain't turn up on the Thursday. She come and knock at my door 6:30 in the morning on Friday morning. So she brings me $100.
It wasn't Friday morning.
That's right. Now, Miss Watson.
Objection, Your Honor. She's...
Just a minute. Just a minute. Just a minute. Hey, look, Perry Mason. Don't worry about it.
let's go to Judge
I want you to wait. You get your chance. Go ahead.
So I have 3 different courts. I say we have the human court, the infernal court, and the celestial court. So I'm going to bring my case to the human court first. That's where I am.
What's the celestial court?
The heavens. I'll speak to God.
You have communication up.
Oh, judge. You don't know.
You know, I bet I don't know the whole of it. I guarantee you that.
You don't know.
Okay.
But I decide to go to the human court. I say, look, if I don't get my money by Friday, I'm going to take action. But I never said, like a true warrior, I will not release my plans. So the following week, the Tuesday, I decided for me to file in small claims court. So we take it in steps. We take the human courts, we take the infernal court, and then the celestial court.
What's the infernal court?
The infernal court is the underworld. The underworld. We speak to the big boys at the bottom down there. You see, when there was the war in heaven...
Wait a minute. What the hell are you talking about?
We talked to the boys down there.
Who's the boys down there?
Your Honor...
John Gotti?
No.
The devil?
In my culture, we talk about it's like going back to the bush. It's like going back to the bush.
I'll tell you this, you could sell, the way you're getting it on here, you could sell Eskimos ice boxes.
I always believe that.
All right, go ahead. So you go into now you're at the human court. You haven't gone to hell yet, and you haven't gone to the celestial court yet. We're in the human court. Let's get to it. Let's get it on. Come on.
So I decide, okay, I'm going to file the claim. I filed the claim, and I got a call, and they said, okay, well, you know, if you'd want to try the case. So that's why I'm here right now.
Okay, Mr. Cuthbert, you have been eloquent, if nothing else.
Thank you, Your Honor. Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, well, I've heard a lot. I've heard a lot. Here's what we know. Here's what we know. We know we're in the what do you call this court? The human
court.
We haven't yet gone to the underground. We haven't yet gone upstairs. And I don't have any jurisdiction up there, so I no jurisdiction down there either. So we're going to take a brief recess, and then you've been very patient, ma'am, and Ms. Watson, I'm going to hear your side of it, and I'm sure I'm going to hear something that dispels some of these things that we've heard.
Well, Louis, the artiste, as he likes to be called, is fit all right, fit to be tied, and he's flexing his muscle today, trying to convince the judge that Miss Watson owes him money. Why did she stop going to class? Were the squats and lunges a bit much? We'll find out. Miss Watson's up next.
He says, if you haven't...
Ms. Watson, I'd like to hear your side of this, ma'am.
Okay, Your Honor. Now, first of all, I know I'm as Booker's wife from Riding the Ferry, and she always used to say how he trained women. So I was feeling a little down, separated from my husband, and realized I needed to lose some weight. I thought that might make me feel better. So when I got to work, I waited about 10:30, and I gave him a call. So I said, hi, Booker, I'm Regina. You don't know me, but your wife referred me. He says, oh, okay, how are you? And I says, I'm fat, and I need your help. He says, okay, well, this is what I do. I'm a body sculptor, everything he said. He basically told me that. And he said, I do need you to commit for 6 months or else you're not going to see results, which were my intentions. And I said, okay. I said, there may be, I may run into a little problem around the end of April, no, I'm sorry, Your Honor, around the end of May, because my grandson was having a major surgery. So he started asking me a few questions. He asked me about how much weight I needed to lose. So then he proceeded to ask me if I was married, and I said, no, I'm separated. And then
Well, are you still legally married?
I'm still legally married, yes.
Are you separated now, or are you back with your husband?
No, I'm still separated.
Still separated. Okay,
yes.
Go ahead.
So then he asked me if I had a boyfriend, and I like paused, and you know, I guess he heard the pause in my voice, and he says, well, I'm asking you this because the amount of vitamin, he said, I need to know how much vitamin E that you should take. He said, it depends on if you're sexually active or not. He says, if you're having sex, you can take a higher dosage of vitamin E. If not, you need to take a lower dose of vitamin E because you'll be, you know, very horny. So.
Well, did you need a high dose or a low dose?
I needed a low dosage, Your Honor.
Okay. All right. Go ahead.
So I came and I worked out the first 2 weeks, and the third week I gave him $120, which left me 1 week in the hole. I still owed him $60. I missed the session, and he fussed at me and moaned and groaned, and I said, yeah, okay, and I kept going. Then my grandson got sick, and this was about a week before his surgery. In the meantime, I didn't go back because I was going through that with my grandson. So
Did you ever call Mr. Cuthbert and said, look, I've got some problems here. My grandson's ill. That's the most important thing in my life. My weight will have to wait. I can't do anything until I'm satisfied that this has been taken care of. Did you call him up?
No, I didn't, Your Honor, because I just didn't feel like dealing with him at the time. I knew how he was. Last time I missed a session.
How was he then?
And
he was tough?
Yeah, very tough, and, you know, had an attitude about it, and I didn't feel like dealing with that at that point. My grandson was my main concern. So at any rate, when I decided to stop going to Booker, it was, like I said, because I was under a lot of pressure, and I just wasn't happy anymore going to work out with Booker because I myself had problems. And I looked at Booker like a personal trainer. A personal trainer means it's me and you, and not me and you and everybody else that's in the room. And that's what it had started to be like every time I went. And that just really made me feel uncomfortable. So I stopped going. So he called me, and he says, you know, what's going on? And I says, well, you know, he told me he wasn't going to train me anymore. And I said, okay, no problem, because I had no intentions on going back. But I did have every intention on paying him.
So you say Mr. Cuthbert called you and said, your attitude is such that I don't want to train you anymore.
No, he didn't say my attitude was such. He said I wasn't dedicated enough. He said he wants to train warriors, and I wasn't a warrior. So since I wasn't a warrior, he wasn't going to train me anymore, which was good, which was okay.
I understand, Mr. Cuthbert.
Your Honor, I keep on telling my clients that all the body is within the spirit. Not all the spirit is within the body. It's all a mental attitude. You have to have a mental attitude. You want it, you got to go after it.
I understand that. I want to capsulize it here. This lady said, admitted to herself, and I'm using your words, I'm fat, I want to lose weight, I want to get things, I want to be better about myself. Mm-hmm. And you started to do that, and a number of things happened, and you got with Mr. Cuthbert, and then you couldn't make a payment or pay, and he said, don't worry about it, we'll work around it. And then finally you got to the point where you didn't like the way he was approaching things, so you told him, I don't want to train there anymore. And he told you, because of your failure to commit, it was his words, to commit to the program, that you weren't a warrior. You weren't somebody he could train.
Exactly, exactly.
Is that right?
Yes, Your Honor.
I'm prepared to make a decision. Mr. Cuthbert is a is a, if anything, he's definitely a character. Definitely has his way of doing things. Believes in training his way. But what he told this lady was, don't worry about the money, we'll work around it. They talked on the phone, they came to a parting of the ways, judgment for defendant. Zip. We stand in recess.
So in a very animated case, the judge ruled in favor of the defendant. Louis the artiste gets nothing. Will the judge be as stern in his next case? We'll find out.